One city in Nigeria is the fourth wealthiest city on the African continent. It is among the top 10 of the world's fastest growing cities and urban area, a major financial, educational, and cultural center in sub-Saharan Africa. That city is the city of Lagos. Welcome to the city of aquatic splendor. Welcome to the city of Lagos TV show. The talk and do spirit in Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu as the governor of Lagos State is very evident in his ability to making and keeping to promises made to Lagosians. The recent official engagements and activities of the governor attest to these facts. Welcome as we share with you a comprehensive news catalogue of his recent itinerary from the governor's office platform on the City of Lagos TV show on TV Nigeria. We'll be right back. First, in fulfillment of his government's Themes Plus agenda to provide adequate road infrastructure for the people of Lagos State, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu recently commissioned the Babafemi Dada with Bridge, Yinka Folari, Jami, Lawal, Shalom Academy Road Network in Alimosho local government area. Mr. Governor highlighted the strategic value and importance of the road infrastructure to the local government and adjoining communities in the area.
One of the fundamental needs of Lagos, which is the largest population of our citizens, is to provide adequate road infrastructure, which we believe will significantly impact not only the health of our citizens, but will improve their welfare, their social economic power, and it will enhance and improve their productivity. This is why traffic management and transportation under our team's agenda is one of our major focal points. High quality, adequate infrastructure continues to remain a critical challenge for our people, and as a government, will continue to respond to it. Connecting Igondo and Ayobo community was a major challenge, and you can see that with this road connection, Babafemi Dada, it will ease these two communities. You can actually see when we went to Ifakojayi, you can also see that this bridge and road that we're looking far ahead is like a valley. That community which goes towards Lasuiba Road, and this community, which here will link you up to Ayobo and all the way to the road connecting to Ipaja, would be on this. So this is a major artery of connection for them. But I thank the KBC and all of the earlier speakers, even the House of Assembly, for telling us that they need more. That is the essence of government. When we come and you tell us thank you, but like Oliver Twist, you should give us more. When you tell us to do more, it's because you believe that we have the capacity and we have the willingness to do more. So we take it as a positive feedback, and this government will do more.
The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, recently participated in the groundbreaking ceremony of the Lagos MedPark project in Ikoyi, Lagos, alongside some of his key cabinet members. The governor, in his speech, saluted the audacious zeal and strategic initiatives of the private sector and partners in the huge project to transform the health sector in Lagos. The governor promised his government support to realize the eventual completion of the phase 1 of the project.
We believe that if the balance sheet of the people in this room cannot do it, then at the risk will probably be failures. So I'm going to leave here with a charge. It's not even for Mr. Foladiola to ask for patient capital. It's for all of us to say that what will we be remembered for? If we cannot, as a people that God has blessed, that your investment has risen to throw back into what will outlive all of us, then we're not starting yet. This is not just a sustainable infrastructure, it will be a green building. And that's why I'm all clad in green, just for you to know that, I'm already bought and sold into this infrastructural development. But just to make a few clearance, Buki that came up now, she was such a very difficult essay. I'm sure Fola and Tatiana knows very well. And I had to say to her that, whilst everything that you possibly can go wrong will go wrong, but you have to put on your thinking cap that this is an investment that we need to encourage patiently and be able to make sure that everything they need to have for this to succeed, we must give it to them. And I'm saying it publicly again, if there are still waivers, if there are still things that is required for this to go and to do well, we will give it to you. All of us sitting here, you've all played in various spheres. You've all played both local and globally, and here should not be the difference. My charge to all of us here today is to see that in 2 years' time, we're back here to commission the phase one of it. And that is what will also gladdens me, as your governor.
The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has once again emphasized the strategic importance of public-private partnership in the area of providing affordable low-income housing for Lagosians, as he signs off the PPP document on behalf of his government, the Otedola Odonguyon Housing Estate Project in partnership with Access Bank PLC. The governor highlighted the significant benefit and importance of the partnership.
Here in our state, Lagos, we know that we are the epicenter of Nigerians' urbanization, and the challenges comes with it. We've got a huge bulging population, and it has a whole lot of challenges, which housing is certainly one of it. The resulting housing deficit therefore poses a critical challenge, and one that our administration is determined to address head-on. And so we're guided by a well thought out economic policy, which is called the Teams Agenda, Teams Plus Agenda. And it's interesting to know that today we have, in the last 5 years, delivered and handed over about 21 various housing estates across the low, medium, and premium categories, which is the upper medium, providing homes to thousands of Lagosians. While these modest achievements, in our view, are commendable, we realize that we still have a lot to be done. And to accelerate the pace of housing development, we've certainly embraced, that we've done in other sectors, the public-private partnership model as a critical cornerstone at achieving that. This partnership provides a platform for all of us at the public sector side and private sector to think out of the box, to be able to innovate, to see how efficiency will work and how we will mobilize resources. Today, we're certainly proud that we're witnessing a milestone in the area of partnership that is aimed at addressing the housing deficit that I just spoken about. Collaboration today is with one of the biggest financial institutions in our country and in Africa, Access Bank PLC. We're embarking on this transformative journey with Messrs. Access Bank for the first phase that will back about 704 two-bedroom housing apartments in Otedola in Peru. This initiative is designed specifically for low-income Lagosians. We believe this will offer affordable mortgage terms, down payment of, I'm told, just about 10%. Certainly interest has to be single digit, middle or lower part, down part of single digit, whatever that means. And we're looking at the repayment, of 15 and above of 20 years. This is not just about building houses. It is about creating homes, fostering community engagement, and laying the foundation for a better socio-economic life.
And still from the governor's office, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu recently received a delegation from the state of California from the United States of America. The recent courtesy visit by the California Transportation Secretary Tokes Omishaki and his team to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu opened up a new vista of hope and opportunities for Lagos and California in strategic sectors, especially in transportation. The courtesy visit provided both parties the opportunity to discuss possible areas of initiatives and to explore critical areas of partnership and collaboration that will benefit both the state of California and the state of Lagos.
More to the fact, more to the point of why we're here, I mentioned to you as well that we will be coming back as we work on this big delegation, partnership delegation that we're working on. And so this is the official advance trip in preparation for a larger delegation to come to Lagos at some point in 2025 with the purpose of creating a California-Africa partnership. And of course, Lagos will be one of the main areas of focus. We're looking at 3 countries, Kenya, Ghana, and Nigeria. And obviously, when we're in Nigeria, Abuja and Lagos will be the center points, the focal points. What this partnership, what we're hoping to achieve. There are 6 sectors that we're looking at. And Lagos is really rich in some of those sectors. Number 1, clean mobility. We see all the electric buses that are starting to come onto the fleet more and more. Even Marua is going to be turned over to more CNG. Notice the CNG tags on the back of Marua. But Mr. Governor, it needs to go further. Electric powered CNG Maruas and Okadas as well. Other areas beyond clean mobility, agriculture, Bakersfield, Fresno, Merced, all these areas have a huge agricultural economy. What partnerships can be made here in Nigeria as well? Number 3, technology. I'm trying to see how we can find partnership opportunities there with California as well. Some other areas, creative arts, that we think Nollywood and Afrobeats connected to the music industry and Hollywood in California, that there's a lot of potential there. Energy is also a key component.
We are happy with this engagement. We're happy with the fact that you are all seeing, and there's a need for us to take it forward. And in the clear areas that you had mentioned, which is the first one, being in clean mobility, we will pride ourselves and say that it's one of the things that we want to do. We're not only doing clean energy and on road transportation, on trains, we're actually about to ensure that our ferry services too. So we're pushing a lot of public transportation also on the waterways. And I did mention to you that we have, a payment system, a transportation card that almost 5 million people also are carrying. And Cowrie card, yes, Cowrie is a blue Cowrie card. Everybody has one here. So we use it on the train, they use it on the ferries, we use it on the BRT services. Today we're also planning to reflect, on a gradual basis, a lot of public transportation. There is a plan about the first set of 1,000 will come next year. And we're doing it backwards so that they can also do full, retrofits here in the country. So, but we're taking it off gradually, in terms of, and there's a plan also we're reflecting the taxes as well with electric, but we're also building the infrastructure. We don't have the full complement of electricity grid supply. We just signed our electricity law that gives us power to generate a lot more, to access, a lot more end-to-end, electricity off-grid now, off-grid component. And so these are renewables and clean, power that will come into the system. So there's a lot of heavy lifting, infrastructure development that we're doing. There's a lot of play around once that comes in, how do we fit, into that. So you will see all of these movements the next 2-3 years much more, visible, because we know that's the way to go.
The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, recently launched the emblem of the year 2024-2025 Armed Forces Remembrance Day with key strategic military and other security chiefs in Lagos. The governor, after the decoration exercise, explained the significance of the launch.
We have just witnessed the symbolic emblem launch and emblem decoration for the year 2004-2005 Armed Forces Remembrance Day. This is a critical, important annual event which is symbolic for both the national and sub-national. It's usually a function of Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, that leads this, and I'm happy that Mr. President has so done about a month ago. We in Lagos are taking cue from that, and are happy that we can continue to be a strategic partner for our men of the Nigerian Legion. These are men that have served this country in one capacity or the other, and as ex-servicemen, it's imperative as important for us to continue to honor them, to wish them well, and to support them in their various activities.
The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, recently performed a groundbreaking ceremony of 2,200 police housing units at Ije Police Barracks of Balinde, Southwest Ikoyi. The governor also handed over 260 security vehicles and gadgets to the state police to fortify security apparatus within and around Lagos State. Mr. Governor, in his speech, however, noted the significance of the event.
Today, 19th day of December, is a day for our law enforcement officers because two of the initiatives and activities that we're engaging here today is really for the welfare and the collective security and safety of life and property. It is the first, and the second will also follow almost immediately. This transformative redevelopment project is to provide a total of 2,200 modern housing units here at Ije Police Barracks of Balene, part of our intervention that is aimed at bridging housing deficit and to provide modern, safe housing, conducive living environment for the officers and men of the Nigerian Police Force and their families all over the state.
Here at another event is about an important component of that security and good governance, which is the Lagos State Security Trust Fund. You've heard from the chairman of the board, you've heard from the executive secretary, you've heard from the commissioner of police. We have kept faith for 18 years. 18 years unstopped. Each year we bring about ensuring that we bring the Security Trust Fund forward to be accountable, to be held responsive and responsible at all times. And so this 18th edition birthed our consistent commitment to Lagosians and to everybody that has been part of this fund. That this fund will come out, account for the donations and utilizations of funds that they had received. It will put the Commissioner of Police on the spot to let him say to us what he is doing and what the security architecture of the state has been.
The 2024 Lagos State Christmas Carol of 9 Lessons service held at the Lagos House Marina was indeed a memorable event with the governor and some key cabinet members in attendance.
Thank you, Jesus. On behalf of my husband, we say thank you for the privilege to be here.
The night reading is taken from the Gospel according to St. John, chapter 1. I'll read from verse 1 to 14. John, chapter 1, verse 1 to 14. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made. In him was life, and in the life was the light of men. Verse 5. And the light shined in the darkness, and the darkness did not comprehend it. There was a man sent from God, whose name was John. This man came for a witness, to bear witness unto the light, that all through him might believe. He was not the light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. That was the true light, which gave light to every man coming into the world. Verse 10. He was in the world, and the world was made through him, and the world did not know him. He came to his own, and his own did not receive him. But as many as received him, to them he gave the right to become children of God, and to those who believe in his name, who were born not of the blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. The last verse. And the word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory. The glory has the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. This is the word of God.
And that's the picture from the governor's office on the City of Lagos TV show on this broadcast. The City of Lagos TV show will continue in a moment. We'll be right back. Still to come on the City of Lagos TV show on TV Nigeria is Agencies in Focus. On the broadcast this week, we'll be featuring the Executive Secretary of the Lagos State Technical and Vocational Education Board, LASVEB. It was quite expository. Join us. You're still watching the City of Lagos TV show on TV Nigeria. Welcome to the Lagos Agencies in Focus, where we take a look at the giant strides, achievements, and of course the success stories of the agencies in Lagos. And today our very special focus is on the Lagos State Technical and Vocational Education Board, LASVEB, under the able leadership of Ms. Morunke Aziz. Madam, you're welcome.
Thank you for having me here.
Madam, our mission here is to verify and ascertain the level of initiatives and efforts being made to create a highly powerful, skilled Lagos. Okay, but first, what is the mandate, vision, and mission statement of LASVEB? And to what extent has the agency's set objectives fall in line with the Themes Plus agenda of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu?
First and foremost, we are the agency responsible for implementing government policy on technical and vocational education, whether it's the federal or the state level. We are also responsible for managing the 5 government technical colleges. We provide various advice to outside agencies on technical and vocational education. And we also carry out various vocational education training. Our mission is to provide industry responsive and gender inclusive technical and vocational education for the labor market, for self-employment, or even for lifelong learning.
What about the vision?
Is to be the excellent training provider in Africa on technical and vocational education.
What are the key operational functions, the responsibility of LASVEB?
We provide technical and vocational education, and our technical and vocational education, the first one is the formal education, formal technical education for the 15 to 19-year-old students. They come out of the junior secondary school and they go into the technical college as an alternative pathway into education. So this alternative pathway provides them that choice of whether they go into general education or they come into technical education. And the technical education has been a fantastic option for them instead of just failing and then wandering around, not having anything to do. So it is, in terms of strategy, a very, very significant and important strategy for ensuring that the 15 to 19-year-old, they have a skill, they have the knowledge and competency to be able to go out into the world to be a productive citizen.
Thank you very much. So, as a skill acquisition and capacity building organization, does LASVEB have training the trainer scheme? Because for you to run such an establishment, those who are training the youths must be well trained. So what's your selection method and how professional and competent are they?
I'll take a step back and say that we have 3 focus areas. The first focus area is the continuous professional development of our technical education instructors and administrators. Then the second focus area is improving and the quality of all the technical colleges that we have. Not only improving the quality, but there are quality dimensions within that, continuously improving that. And then the third focus area is on developing centers of excellence with partners. So in that first focus area is having competent instructors. Because we have made it a focus area, it means we prioritize the learning or the development of our teachers, our instructors. So every single year, we spend quite a significant amount of time ensuring that our instructors are well trained. So for example, we've had our instructors, 38 of them, who were trained in Germany, and we were sponsored by a partner of ours. Internally, we have various resources as well that we also use in terms of training our instructors. But we definitely train instructors because we value and we believe that it is what the instructors have is what they can give back. And if we're now saying and we want to follow the passion of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu to build a very skilled network of professionals, then we must focus on the instructors and their skill requirements.
When it has to do with skill development, day in, day out, there are new developments, new ideas, new information technology. So how proactive is LASVEB in trying to make sure that your instructors or your trainers, follow best practice experience?
First and foremost, we have created what you call an ICT/LMS department. And one of the mandates of that department is to ensure that all our training content is digitalized. And in doing so, it means that we must train all our instructors on how to develop digitalized content, digitalized scheme of work and curriculum. And apart from that, all our students, they must have what you call the general background of ICT. It's a generic subject that all of them go through. And then also, there are some of those new tools, new technology that they imbibe within that their training. So we are definitely conscious of the fact that the world is moving on. They must move on as well.
Now, does LASVEB have a monitoring mechanism to follow up progressive growth and advancement of the graduates after graduation? Or is just that they just pass through your training programs and they are left alone?
When it comes to mentoring and supporting our students, internally before they even go out, we've started supporting them. We have what you call the Career Guidance Counseling Department, And within that department, their role is continuously guide the students in terms of the options in life, in terms of the skill area that they're considering, in terms of all the available options that are out there for their career development. We bring in different partners who come to talk and mentor those students. There is a whole quality assurance department as well to ensure that the training, the teaching and learning are also up to the standards of the MBT requirements. When they go out in their second year to their students' industrial work experience, we have a team of staff as well who go out to monitor their activities. When they complete at the end of the 3 years, there are also options for them through the partnerships that we have built for either employment or internship or apprenticeship as well. So all those kind of things ensure that we're keeping up to date with what is going on with our students.
Fantastic. Now, what are the major significant achievements? Because since you came on board, I'm sure you have a list of very successful achievements of the agency. And to what extent have you brought your wealth of experience to bear to achieve these giant strides?
I first of all would like to say, thank you very much to our governor, because if our governor was not very passionate about technical and vocational education and skills development, we would not have achieved so much. We've done hundreds of training for our instructors, whether they're instructors carrying out plumbing, whether they're ICT teachers, whether they're mechatronic instructors, whether they are fashion, whether they are the culinary. There are all sorts of various training, intensive training. Even some of our instructors have gone on what we call teachers' industrial experience to ensure that they go out into the industries to find out what are the new things, what are the new trends that are going on, and come back into our establishment to make sure that they are also inculcating that into their curriculum, into their scheme of work, and into the teaching and learning. And when you now move on to the student side or the vocational aspect side, I informed you earlier that we have 2 sets of training going on. We have the formal technical education, and then we have what you call the informal vocational, which we call skills for work. A lot of work has also gone on into our skills for work program, where those that are unemployed, those that are not in any form of training or haven't even decided what they want to do with their life, those ones, they come into our various programs that we provide under the skills for work. And some of these ones, we're pleased to say that we have partnership with private sector who would say, we would support you in training this X amount of students or in this particular area. We've done solar, we've done garden and maintenance, we've got whole construction aspects of it in various fields of construction. We've thought that that one of our training was in partnership with Kensington Adebutu Foundation, who has supported us as well enormously with that. There are over 10,000 students that every single day that we provide training in the formal technical education. So there's a lot of activities that are going on. And then we also provide training to artisans. This year we've trained 1,200 artisans in partnership with the Ministry of Wealth Creation. Every year we support them in training that. And with students' industrial work experience, of course, we've changed it, we've improved the quality to make sure that we liaise with our partners. And those partners, we set objectives with them in terms of what the students want to achieve. So when they get there, the students too are focused. Our partner who has taken them on is also focused, and they have a diary that every single week they're noting down the objectives that they have achieved, in order to make sure that we have a much more intensive practical skills experience for our students. We have revamped our practical scheme of work. We've developed a new one in partnership as well, so that we're outside looking, not inward looking. And we've tested it out and we've rolled it out now. And that makes it a bit more intensive when we're talking about practical experiences. The governor has supported us in buying a lot of tools and equipment. We've repaired and serviced our equipment as well, our tools. Even some of our students, because of the innovative and the creativity aspects that we have brought into the technical college teaching and learning. Some of them have won competitions abroad. Some of them have gone to Japan, to South Africa, to Liberia, to various places because they have taken part in those kind of creativity and innovative competitions. And I think you watched our graduation where we had over 2,000 students who graduated successfully. And when people saw our students, they were really marveled, surprised that this kind of level of knowledge or competency were being achieved by our students. We also should note that all our courses are accredited, and they are accredited through a national regulating body as well. So that means that we have good quality standards when it comes to the technical education that we provide. Still talking about our achievements, in order to ensure that we're following Lagos State's Themes Plus agenda, we have also set up a department called Gender Equality and Social Inclusion. And that department to basically looking at a strategy of how to include female students in male-dominated fields such as the engineering, the electrical works, and so on, because we have found that most of those areas, females avoid them. So we're doing a lot of mass promotion that, yes, there are opportunities there, and female students can have that opportunity in that area. And we have been getting students who are going into the male-dominated trade areas for training. Still on achievements, just recently, LASVEB launched what we call the Southwest Technical Education Providers Forum. And our deputy governor, supported by coming in to open the forum and spoke extensively on the need for Southwest collaboration. The aim for us was to ensure that Lagos State is moving well ahead. We've achieved quite significantly when you talk about technical education. However, for us to achieve more, we need to ensure that we bring others along, because we believe that the more voices are together, the better it is for moving forward. And so we looked towards our Southwest colleagues, our Southwest, to collaborate with us in terms of how and where or what, in terms of implementing all these new policies that are coming out from the federal around technical and vocational. And we started realizing that the policies and the implementers were not aligning, and we needed to align. We needed to all collaborate for the good of Nigeria and for the good of our state and for the good of Southwest.
Are you also looking at the possibility of other Southwest states adopting the Lagos template?
We had a 2-day workshop or a 2-day forum meeting talking extensively about how we can work together as Southwest. And some of the things that came out of it was, for the next step is, how do we start collaborating? How do we share best practices? How do we advocate as a body? How do we link up with the Dawn agenda? And so many other things like that came out from it. And it was a very useful deliberation.
That's quite good to know. Now, it would be apt to ask this question. Is LASVEB a desirable alternative to university polytechnic education, where you train individuals in different vocational trades?
I would promote technical education because I am very passionate about it. I believe that our young people must have a skill. If they're not in general education, they have to have an alternative for their own life career and their own life chances. And that's where I believe that the technical and vocational is very, very important. And nowadays you find that because of the awareness that has been created around technical and vocational, it is no longer seen as something that only riffraffs or whatever in the society are going into. We have found and we have seen that there is value in technical and vocational education. So if that is what it is a choice of that child or that youth, then we must encourage, we must support and make sure that we do it very well in order to provide that life chance for that student or for the students. And whether it's general education, whether it's technical education, there are all alternative pathways leading to productive citizenship.
Lagos, as a cosmopolitan city, is a city that has an ever-growing population. Would like to know, is there any effort you make to try to mobilize, to make sure that quite a number of people are aware of what you're doing so that you can be able to bring within the last verb dragnet as much as you can to come in and take advantage of what the best training you are offering?
Our major focus area are on those students that are coming in or that have finished their junior secondary school in Lagos State. The technical education is a 3-year course. And at the end of that 3 years, they are certified nationally by NAPTEB. And when they finish that NAPTEB exams, it is equivalent to the senior secondary school, WAEC. And that is why their certificate enables them to do 3 things. They can go into higher education, they can go into self-employment, or they can go into the labor market. It's under the Skills for Work program for the unemployed youth and those that are not in training that we create that awareness that we have an option for you. But the bulk of those ones that you are mentioning just now are under the purview of the Ministry of Youth and Social Development or under Ministry of Women's Affairs and Poverty Alleviation.
In case just joining us, we've been speaking with the Executive Secretary of the Lagos State Technical and Vocational Education Board. She's been able to, so far, give us some very impressive insight into the efforts and initiatives of the agency. So, Madam, Lagosians would like to know, having completed the last verb training, it's one thing to be a graduate. Another thing is to have access to finance to possibly set up. Some of them might want to go solo to set up their own business. So is the agency in any way facilitating access to financial credit for graduates?
I really like that because when we did our graduation, Mr. Governor mentioned that we must link up with the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund so that those who would like to become self-employed can go and get support from the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. So that will be one of the areas that we're really looking into. And of course, if there are any other agencies, we'll make sure that our students get that benefit when they finish.
All right. For a strategic agency of this nature, of course, there is the need, very necessary need to collaborate and synergize with other strategic ministries. I know you've mentioned a few of the ministries, but can you describe what has been the level and the nature of synergy between your agency and other strategic ministries, both in government and, of course, in the private sector?
You see, the unique thing about technical and vocational education is that although we fall under the education and technology pillar, but our outcome or our output, as we would say, cuts across all the Theme Plus areas. Transportation, There are technicians that are repairing those vehicles. There are technicians that are manufacturing, making those techniques. Healthcare, you'll find that there is no area that you cannot find or you will not find technical or a vocational person involved in ensuring that those things are there. And at the same time, it means we have to link up with so many other agencies. We link up with Ministry of Science and Tech to make sure that we are modernizing. We discuss in terms of how we move our teaching and learning forward in terms of ICT, in terms of technology. We are constantly working with Ministry of Wealth Creation on the development of artisans. We are working with WAPA when it comes to looking at their content and their certification. We're working with Ibile Oil and Gas. We become partners. Ibile Oil and Gas has trained 20 of our instructors. Those instructors are going to become part of those ones who are going to be converting the cars. Our students, based on that, are going to be trained. We are going to develop centers of excellence in 4 of our technical education to make sure that private people can also come in and get their cars converted there. And of course, like I said, we have a number of private sector. I must mention GIZ that's been a formidable partner.
Are there any challenges? Because LASVEB is everywhere, and having recorded these giant strides, there must be some challenges. And have you been able to mitigate against them?
Our success, I would say, is our challenge. And because of all the activities that we have been doing, because of the level of success of our students, and word of mouth really matters. So before you know it, we're having much more students that are coming in. We want to come into technical colleges. We want to come into technical colleges. As a result, we're now finding that we are now becoming overcrowded because more and more and more students want to come in. So that's what I would say are the major challenges in terms of the workshop, in terms of the classes. But with the support of the Commissioner for Education and the Governor, they have started thinking about the long term, which is having additional technical colleges. We have 5 technical colleges, and they are based along the Ibile in Agidingbi, Ekpe, we have in Adosoba, we have in Ikorodu, we have in Ikotun, we have another one that is coming up in Yaba. And then for our short-term vocational colleges, we have skills for work programs that we carry out in those areas as well.
How would you want to describe Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's support for LASVEB?
He cares about youth. And because he cares about youth, he does everything in his power to make sure that they are looked after in Lagos State by having the right skill, the right knowledge to be able to contribute to Lagos State development and also contribute to their own personal life and economic development of themselves and economic growth of themselves. So thank you very much to Mr. Governor. We have got so much support that it has allowed us to do so many, many activities as we have highlighted. And those activities has translated into the success of all the students that are coming out of technical colleges.
What are the future plans? What should Lagosians expect?
I see us embedding most of those activities that we have highlighted. I see us focusing much more on technology, as a way of ensuring that our students become more relevant and are more competitive in terms of the world, the society. I see more technical colleges being built to accommodate the thousands more that are coming in. I see a very bright future for Lagos State when it comes to skills development and technical education.
Very impressive. On a final note, what are your words of assurance and encouragement to your critical stakeholders and most importantly to Lagosians?
To our critical stakeholders, I would like to say that we have your back and we'll continue to have your back when it comes to training, when it comes to building your capacity, when it comes to supporting you in developing your career or your life choices in terms of your education, self-employment or higher education. We will continue to support in any way that we can to make sure that you fulfill your life opportunities. And for partners and Lagosians, thank you very much for believing us. Thank you very much for believing in Mr. Governor's mandate. And we trust and we believe that we'll continue to meet your expectations when it comes to service development.
So we want to thank you for coming on Lagos Agencies in Focus on the City of Lagos TV show. Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you.
And we want to wish you all the best. And with last verb, Lagos is surely rising.
Thank you very much.
But that's it on the Lagos Agencies in Focus segment on the City of Lagos TV show on TV Nigeria. We'll be speaking with Ms. Moronke Aziz, the able Executive Secretary of the Lagos State Technical and Vocational Education Board. It looks like, very obviously, technical and vocational education is the way to go for rapid national development. The City of Lagos TV show will continue in a moment. Stay tuned. Lagos is a city of great opportunities and fortunes. So, love Lagos and live in Lagos. Until come your way again next week, keep watching the City of Lagos TV show to know more about your city, my city, our city on TV Nigeria. Thanks for watching.